My name is Maryam Iqbal and I run a sustainable fashion brand by the name of Global Nomad. Global Nomad was launched in London, where I lived for a decade and a half while studying at the prestigious fashion college by the name of London College of Fashion. I did a degree in accessories design, and living in London, there's so much inspiration all around you. It's such a diverse city. And when I was about to launch my work on my thesis project and for our final exhibition, we were asked as to what was the philosophy behind Global Nomad. And as the name signifies, someone who loves traveling, who's well aware, but then at the same time, they're true to their roots, to their cultural heritage. So I came with a nice blend of the East and West, and my Pashtun heritage played an important part in my designs. They were futuristic, but at the same time, they had a blend of my heritage, the beautiful embroideries that we see all around KP. So initially, I started designing for family and friends. And I noticed that there was not a lot of variety when I used to come back home to Pakistan. So I started designing my own products. And it so happened that, I started working with these local artisans. And over the passage of years, I found out that, most of these factories were shutting down. The artisans had moved away.
چې هنرمند دستکار ژوندی دی دا فن نه ختمیږي که مثال دی زه مړ شم نو زما په ځای زما شاګرد زما زوی زما نور خپلوان چې کوم دي هغوی به چې کوم دی دا کسب به مخکې کوي حکومت سرپرستي نه کوي نو دې دپاره زه حکومت هم دا یو سوال کوم چې مهرباني وکړي په دستکارانو باندې لږ ښه نظر وساتئ او د هغې هم څه بندوبست وکړئ.
A copper market which had 300 shops at one time. There are just a couple of shops left now. Same goes with lapis traders, luggage makers. They're just spread all over in pockets. And that really upset me, and that's when I came up with the idea of sustainable fashion as to how we could give back to the community and at the same time portray a positive image of our culture. And at the same time, one can love fashion but be responsible about it.
سس چمړې نه جوړیږي به ان شاء الله زه جوړولی شم خو نظر په مشکلاتو باندې چې اقتصادي مشکلات ما سره دومره ماشینري نشته چې عرب ملکونو غوندې زه هر څه به خپله هغه بله لوړه سطحه باندې زه جوړه کړم او نو د مشکلاتو پیسې دي را سره پیسې نشته زه نورو ماشینونه بیا هم زما میډم مریم چې مونږ سره ډېره مرسته کوله تقریبا 5-6 ساله کېږي چې ما سره ملاویږي ما ته ښه مشوره راکوي.
So far, we've worked with DICE, British Council, with the National Incubation Center, with Jumpstart, with I2I, World Bank, and where we're getting more orders from Europe. We work with some very poor people all around KP, and we mostly deal in truck art, in copper ornaments, in lapis and silver jewelry. I make my own carpet bags, and the special thing about this brand is that everything is sourced and made in KP.
دا تقریبا 40-50 کاله کېږي چې موږ افغانیان افغانستان راغلي یو او دغه شیان زموږ میندې خویندې واچوله که نه مخکې پخوا لکه 10 کالو نه مخکې لکه د اوس دلته موږ راغلو دا شیان موږ اوس نقل وباسو نقل جوړوو د کراچۍ ته لاهور ته ځي لندن ته ځي امریکې ته هم ځي لکه بار ملکونه غیره غیره ځایونو ته ځي پوه شي دا موږ پخپله جوړوو پخپله شاګردان راځي ماشومان څوک غمي لګوي څوک یو شی جوړوي څوک بل شی جوړوي لکه دا د دې ماشینونه شته دی خو چې دلته موږ ته میلاو شي که نه پنجاب کې هم شته دی کراچۍ کې هم شته دی چې موږ ته اسانه شي دا ماشومان موږ له جوړوي دا ماشومان کله غمي یو رنګ ولګوي کله بل رنګ ولګوي پوه شي او دا موږ خو ګیس سره دا ډېر د یو دانه یو ګوتې سره لګوو جوړوو که نه.
It's a Western concept of making clothes redundant for the next season. Whereas in the Eastern culture, clothes were always timeless, they were always worn and then recycled if the fabric gave way. Thus, it was sustainable. So the notion of sustainable fashion is not a new one in the Eastern world. But with the commercialization, lots of disposable clothing, the concept of disposable clothing has come into the market. Ethical fashion in Pakistan and in the third world is all about rural empowerment, and simultaneously it feeds the purpose of reviving dyeing crafts. So for example, the chikankari and gota from Bahawalpur, the pulkari work in Swat, the Peshawari chappal, the gemstones from KP. All these are a few examples. There are numerous crafts that are threatened by extinction if they're not revived. Similarly, there's a massive population that's threatened by poverty if it's not helped to sustain itself. So ethical fashion primarily targets these issues. If India, if China, are supplying huge amounts of handicrafts to the whole world, then surely Pakistan can also, solve this issue where you're reviving dyeing industries, where with the right support of the government, you're helping the economy as well, and at the same time, traditions, skills that have been passed on from generations, which represent our tradition, they can be restored and revived as well.